Going live.
Going live.
Going live.
You're live. Hi, guys. Let us know as you get here. Leave us a comment in the sidebar. We want to know that you guys are here. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see us. Everything's right. We're super stoked.
Right. First time on YouTube Live, so.
First time ever.
Right.
So be on YouTube Live.
Yes.
So be patient with us, please. Please be patient with us.
We are definitely not the techie people.
We are not. So here we go. If you guys can hear us, we're super excited. I want to make sure that you can hear us, so that way you can we can go ahead and jump into this.
Right.
So let me know that you can hear us. Give me a, hey, we hear you. So we're going to dive into today's topic, which is, how can I help my marriage by understanding divorce? Woohoo! So some recent big announcements amongst some supposed Christian influencers had made us realize that there is a lot that we can learn from divorce. Right. To improve our own marriages, right?
Right.
We can definitely learn a lot.
Yeah.
Chances are you have been divorced. I mean, actually, after all, we are the Blended Family Marriage Coach.
That is why we're here.
That's why we're here. That's hopefully why you're tuning in.
Right.
So you not only can learn from your previous divorce, but you can also learn from the divorces of these influencers as well. These divorces have really rattled me, and it's kind of broken my heart. So to not talk about them would do it an injustice, but I'm not here to slander or to smack talk. I'm just here to show what it looks like from the outside looking into their lives and how we can learn from that.
Right.
So for advice from the Blended Family Marriage Coaches, let's go back and see if anybody's leaving us comments.
Oh, there you go.
He's kind of controlling the controls for us here. So bear with us, because I'm trying to give him clues and he's not picking up. So like I said, we are the Blended Family Marriage Coaches. My name is Megan.
I'm Dwayne.
You can come here for any advice that you need or wisdom that you need on your blended family marriage.
Right.
We're super excited. Stay tuned until the end, because we do have a giveaway that we're going to announce at the end.
A giveaway?
A giveaway.
Ooh.
He's such a dork. He totally knows. We'll also be doing a Q&A. So if you have any comments or questions from us, the Blended Family Marriage Coaches, that'll be available at the end of this recording and at the end of this video. So stay tuned for that. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified.
Right.
That's super important, to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell to be notified, because we will be doing new videos every Tuesday. They will not be live every Tuesday. They will come out every Tuesday. And you have to watch the 3 next videos that are coming out, this one plus 3 more, in order to be eligible for our giveaway. So you want to ring the bell for sure.
Right.
I have literally written a book on the blended family marriage. Literally. It's going to be out in October. We'll talk about that in our giveaway. And we have helped countless other couples determine what doesn't work in marriage and how to improve their blended family marriage dynamic. So we're going to look at these couple of influencers, kind of understand what we see from the outside looking in. I'm the first to admit they obviously don't put it all out there for us to see, but we can see how they managed their marriage, and more importantly, how they managed their divorce, so that we can benefit from that.
Right.
So the most recent is Jen Hatmaker. If you're not familiar with her, she is an author. She's a huge Christian influence. She recently came out about some very controversial beliefs in her ministry, as well as her husband's church. She and her husband, Brandon, have been all over social media. And as recently as a few months ago, I want to say like in March, they were giving marriage advice on a Facebook Live. So they were giving this marriage advice on a Facebook Live. And then all of a sudden, Jen came out and said, I want my privacy. Don't talk to me. Don't ask me. Don't whatever. And then it became public that she officially had filed for divorce. So they kind of pretended that all is well.
Right. Yeah, it kind of seemed like, I remember having that conversation about that.
Yeah, they kind of pretended like all is well. They have asked for privacy during this time, which is a good thing. But at the same time, we'll talk more about some things that we can learn from these guys. They have not mentioned anything about their sins, their thoughts, their beliefs, or their opinions on divorce. They haven't come out and said, this is why, we're sorry. They haven't come out and done anything. And as much as I hate to say this, because really people don't owe us
Right.
anything,
Right.
I kind of feel like they owe us an explanation. Like, how dare you it'd be like Dwayne and I announcing tomorrow that we're getting a divorce after doing this live stream
Right.
trying to help blended family marriages.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. And I feel like they owe a little bit of an explanation there. The second couple that I want to talk about is Rachel Hollis. Her and her husband, Dave, they have officially filed for a divorce. She has already published a book about her experience, which, let me explain this, you guys. They, in January, were booking and selling tickets for a marriage retreat. In March, she announced that she's getting a divorce, and in April, she published a book about her divorce. I really feel like, so if you're not familiar with Rachel Hollis, one of the books that she's written that you probably know about is called Girl, Wash Your Face, Girl, Stop Apologizing, those kind of things. Rachel, I kind of want to tell you, you owe us an apology. Start apologizing. It feels like she's really monetized her divorce. So while Jen has kind of pulled it back, Jen Hatmaker has kind of pulled it back and has not said anything about it. It feels like Rachel Hollis is like, oh, forget about everything that I said about marriage. Dave and I have had a really big struggle in our marriage for years, on and on. When Rachel does these big events where she talks about the importance of marriage, the importance of motherhood, the importance of business, and figuring all of that out. And she sells these tickets for an outrageous amount. She monetizes everything. And now she's monetizing her divorce.
Yeah. For those that don't know the process of publishing a book, it's kind of a lengthy process, and I feel like if she made that announcement and then, like Megan said, a month later or so, published a book, it almost feels like the book was already been written and was like at a publisher while they were doing that, almost like it was pre-planned or something. It just something doesn't sit very right with that. So some things that I have taken from her is that she feels like she can't admit anything that's wrong. She feels like she did. What's the big deal? I'm getting a divorce. Well, you kind of are a big influence, and that's a big deal. Right. I feel like, again, she has not admitted to her own sins and shortcomings. She hasn't, neither Dave nor Rachel have come out and said, we blew it, you guys. Right. Mm-hmm. There is big things wrong here, and this is how we're trying to make it right. And they're kind of making it a public display, but at the same time, they're monetizing it. They're making it a public display so that they can make money from it. Right. And that just feels so wrong. I have said so many times, divorce isn't funny. It's not something to joke about. It's not something that we can laugh about. Right. And it feels like Rachel's trying to make it trendy or trying to make it like, okay, yeah. Right. And especially in a Christian sphere, it just bothers me. Mm-hmm. So I want to check comments really quick, see who's all on board. If you guys are all hearing us okay, let me know. Jamie, I hope it looks like you got it better now. Nikki, video is working fine. Chat is going slow and seems messed up. Sorry about that. And Julie, we're excited for you to be here. How exciting. Stay tuned, you guys. I'm not going to spend the entire time bashing these people, I promise. I just kind of want to give you an insight to who we're talking about and why we're talking about this and what we can learn from them. So the final person that I want to talk about is Lysa Terkeurst. I'm probably butchering her name, and I apologize, Lysa. I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm the most familiar with Lysa. I follow her more in depth than I do the other two women. I more align with Lysa's beliefs and thought and ministry and structure than I do with the other two women. Lysa has personally affected my life. I have been to conferences put on by Lysa. I have read a lot of Lysa's books, and I adore her. I think that the way that her and her husband Art handled their separation, it's been over a year now. But I want to talk about this because I think that they handled it with as much dignity and class as somebody of that caliber possibly can. And I think there's a lot that we can learn from their separation as well as their reconciliation. I don't mean to give away one of our tips, but their reconciliation from the pits of divorce into what looks and seems to be a strong marriage. So over a year ago, Lysa came out publicly through her publicist and said, Art and I are getting a divorce. She went into, in my opinion, too much detail about the shortcomings of the marriage and the struggles in the marriage. But if you look back earlier in Lysa's walk, her and Art were not making public appearances. Her and Art were not saying,
Right.
oh, marriage is great, look at us, during that time. Her and Art, I think, were being very honest in their separation.
Right. I think so.
She mentioned, because I think that she felt like she owed it to us, and I agree. She mentioned the things that her and Art did to try and reconcile their marriage. They went to intensive marriage retreats. They did huge marriage counseling. They did the hard work that it takes
Right.
when things happen. What she did say is that Art was involved in an affair and he wasn't willing to give it up. So in that, she had to walk away. They did everything to save their marriage. They really put in that hard work. And in the end, they were able to reconcile. And to me, I feel like even Lysa had to make a public statement, and then she had to make another public statement that, okay, we're going to try to make this work. And then I've watched her talk, and her book, it's not supposed to be this way. I will put that in the comments below because I encourage you to read that book. She really opens up about the honesty of what happened when her marriage deteriorated.
Right.
She really dives into that, and she's honest. You know, she talks about how everybody calls me strong when really Art is the one that was super strong to be able to come back after everybody in the world knew what he had done.
Right.
And now he can stand proudly next to his wife. As you can tell, I'm a little bit more passionate about Lysa and Art Terkeurst. I think that they're amazing people. I think that their message is huge. But the question is, and what this whole YouTube live was about, is what can we learn?
Right.
What can we learn from these divorces as well as our previous divorces to make our marriage stronger? So one of the things that Lysa teaches us is that failure isn't final.
Right.
It's just not. So many times we feel like we failed, and we may have in a previous marriage. And because we deal with blended families mainly, we talk to a lot of people that say things like, I failed before, I'm probably going to fail again. And that's devastating. Failure is not final. That's not your name.
Right.
You are a victor. You guys together can become victorious. And I think that that's something that we can learn from Lysa and Art, that yes, they failed. They failed. They made failing decisions. They made failing, their marriage failed for all intents and purposes. Lysa filed for divorce. Their marriage failed, but it wasn't final. And I think that's something that we need to take, no matter how far we go. We serve a God that's in the restoration business, and he can restore us.
Right.
The second thing that we can learn from Lysa and Art is that infidelity doesn't always equal divorce.
Right.
It's hard. You guys, that's something that's super hard to come back from. That's something that I think that a lot of people struggle with, because they feel like once the trust is broken, it's gone forever. And that might be the case. But again, failure is not final, and infidelity does not automatically equal divorce. And I think that those are two things that we can learn from Lysa and Art. The next point, I think that we can learn from the other two.
Right, I think so. So before we talk about those, we're going to go look at comments real quick.
Okay, we're going to go look at comments. How you guys doing? Talk to us. Hi, guys.
Let's see what's going on.
This is our first. My sound and video is perfectly fine. Awesome. Video is working fine for me. Chat is good. Awesome. We're so glad that you guys are able to hear us as we go through this.
And like we said at the very beginning, if you missed it, we are not techie people.
We are not. So bear with us.
So a couple of the things that we can learn from these three examples.
More from the first two. The second point more comes from the first two that we can learn about.
Is that we need to ask for help. I like to say that maintenance on a car is there to prevent the car from breaking down.
Oh no, guys.
You want to talk and all?
No, because they can't hear me. Oh. It helped to push a button. Our dogs are going nuts, you guys. We finally stopped it. It's the smoke from the fires in California. We live in a valley here in Nevada, and the smoke has really settled down into our valley, and it's setting off our smoke alarms regularly. And it's really funny because this happened earlier today, and I thought you guys were going live on YouTube tonight. I hope it doesn't happen during our YouTube live.
There it goes.
There it goes. I should have taken the batteries out. That really doesn't always help. So I knew that wouldn't be the long-term solution. I don't want to keep you much longer. We are going to publish this on our YouTube channel, so it'll be interesting to see how many of our devoted followers stick through that 2 minutes of really annoying noise. I'm sorry. Okay, we were going back to
so
what
we were
Dwayne
talking about
saying.
maintenance. Maybe we need to do some maintenance on our smoke detectors.
Dwayne said that he thinks they need new batteries, but I think you guys heard that I don't think they need new batteries.
So anyway, going back to before we were really rudely interrupted, maintenance of your marriages is such a key point. Going to marriage retreats. There really is no shame, and even having marriage counseling. I've, going to a marriage counselor on a regular basis just to check in. Even if it's just a couple weeks, for them to say, hey, what's been going on, and because when you bring in a third party like that, they really are able to bring fresh eyes and help.
And from the outside looking in, it feels like that's what Lysa and Art did right? They tried to do the maintenance on their marriage. They tried to ask for help. And it feels like that's what Jen and Brandon did wrong, and that Rachel and Dave did wrong also. Like, all of a sudden, you guys are just getting a divorce. Lysa and Art said, we tried, you guys. We went through the trenches. We did everything right, and it's still not working. Where these guys are just like, oh, well, it's over.
Right.
And I feel like another thing that Lysa and Art did is they came out to their community and they asked their community for prayer.
Right.
They didn't hide behind this wall of shame and failure. We all fall short. We've all made our mistakes. And to hide behind that and, pretend and put on this face that everything is perfect, when in reality you're struggling, nobody can help you then. Nobody can pray for you then. Jen Hatmaker did come out and say, don't ask me any questions, just pray. Well, that's not really fair. Give us specific things that we can bring to the throne of our Father to pray for you. Go to your community, go to your home, go to those people that you can pray for you, and ask for help. That's huge. So another thing that we've learned is admitting our own shortcomings.
Right. In
our blended family marriage. We both come from failed marriages. I think that a lot of blended families do. They do come from failed marriages. And being able to admit to our own shortcomings is huge.
Right.
That's something that I actually asked Dwayne before we started dating. We talked on the phone a lot, and we instant messaged back when that was a thing, back and forth, and we did all that stuff. But I asked him, you've told me a lot about what your ex-wife did wrong. Tell me what you did wrong. Tell me what you can learn from your marriage, so that way you can bring tools into our marriage that will help us succeed. Tell me what you think your shortcomings were. I'm not shortchanging. Don't change it. I'm not shortchanging that. You weren't the only one that did things wrong. I'm not saying that you were that your ex-spouse didn't wrong you. What I'm saying is you need to be able to say, I blew it.
Right.
I made a mistake. And because if you can't learn from your mistakes, you're doomed to repeat them, right? So let me know, have you guys come to terms with that? Comment. Have you realized what you did in your previous marriage, or maybe in the marriage that you're currently in that's causing troubles and strife? Let me know. Let's talk a little bit. Sit up straight. The dogs appreciate it. Julie Dobbins says, I feel like for asking for help shows maturity. Yes, it absolutely does. No marriage is perfect. You are so right. We have a way strong and grounded relationship, but have all been considering counseling. That's awesome. I think that counseling and enrichment is huge in a marriage, and that's so important. That's what we do. That's what I do for a living. I am a marriage counselor, and I help organize enrichment courses. So shameless plug here, in the comments below, there will be a link for you guys to schedule a free consultation with us to see if you're a good fit for our course.
Right.
We don't take everybody for our course. There are a few people that we've had to turn away because they're just not a good fit,
Right.
but we can at least give you some resources and tools to help you if you're not a good fit. So that link is below to schedule a appointment with us to see if you're a good candidate for our marriage enrichment course.
Right.
So I talked on this a little bit, but asking for help, prayer, and guidance and support from our community.
Right.
You know, it felt like with Jen Hatmaker and even with Rachel Hollis, that came out of the blue. They weren't asking for help. They were telling us, this is it, we're done.
Right.
And for me to build a sense of community, and especially at that level, it feels like you have so many people that are on your side, that are willing to fight for you, that are willing to go to bat for you. Take advantage of that. If you guys have a community, if you have a small group, and I know it's so hard with COVID going on right now, but don't shrink away from your church. Press in when things are hard. Don't shrink away from your friends. Press into those friendships when things are hard, because they can support you in ways that you never even knew that you needed. Plug into those Facebook groups, plug into things like that, and listen to the constructive criticism so that you can face and interact with what you are doing right. So I think that wraps it up. So now that we've discussed how to help you look at divorce, evaluate your own shortcomings and others, we want to get to the exciting giveaway.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! The exciting giveaway.
Love giving stuff away.
So what we're going to give away, we are giving away 3 books tonight. We're going to give away 3 books to help you and your blended family marriage. We're going to give away my book. We owe, I think, 3 people now on my book once it comes out. Like I said, we're going to go into pre-sales October 12th, and it'll be launched November 12th. You will get one of the first copies, so you'll get it before November 12th if you win this giveaway. November 12th is my birthday, by the way, and I can't think of a better birthday present than my own book. You'll also get Building Love in Blended Families. So this book is amazing. It's co-authored by Ron Deal and...
I was going to say Gary Chapman, but that's not right.
The 5 love languages, guys. Can you guys help me? I have it in the other room. Ron Deal and... Anyways, it's co-authored by those guys. The 5 love languages are broken down into a blended family dynamic, and it's super exciting. So you'll get that in your giveaway. The remarriage checkup is another one that you're going to get in your giveaway. But the most important thing that we're excited about is that you'll get 3 free coaching calls with Dwayne and I. We will dive deep into some of the issues that you're having, maybe even just make it an enrichment time for you and your spouse to be able to come together and work through some of the issues that you're having. So those 3 free coaching calls, the 3 books, that is all part of our giveaway. You only need to click the link below in order to join our Facebook community if you haven't yet. You need to follow us on Instagram if you haven't yet. And you need to watch the next 4 videos, which I know you haven't yet because they're not out.
So make sure if you are following on Instagram that you need to let us know somehow what your handle is so that we can, because not everyone obviously...
So we'll cover that during our coaching call that you also need to book. So you need to book a free consultation call with Dwayne and I in order to qualify for this. Sometime during the next 4 weeks, book anytime during the next 4 weeks during the free consultation call. We'll discuss what your Instagram handle is, make sure that you're following us and that you are completely qualified. During this consultation call, we'll give you some advice and wisdom on how to communicate stronger and better in your blended family marriage. And we'll also give you some information on our blended family enrichment course to see if you're a good fit for our course. So we would love to do that. Again, the link for all of that is below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Ding, ding.
Ding, ding, because that'll notify you every time we come out with a new video. And don't forget that you have to watch the next 3 videos in order to qualify for our giveaway. So thank you guys so much for joining us. I want to make sure that we do a Q&A here at the end. Do you guys have any questions from us? Oh, whoop, whoop, happy birthday.
Chapman.
Gary Chapman, thank you.
Is that what I said?
I don't remember. Is that what you said?
I think that's
lost
what I
our
said.
comments, guys.
Oh, no.
See, we are totally not tech savvy, you guys, and I don't know how to find our comments now. Let me see if I can go on live and see if I can find it for you guys. Julie Dobbins just started following us on Instagram. See, I got the notification. I'm sorry, you guys. We are so technologically...
We are not techie at all. There they are.
Oh, we found the comments. Oh, good. Hi, Gary Chapman. Yes, thank you, Julie, for a happy birthday. Our marriage ended due to infidelity, but was the best thing that happened to me. Julie, we've been there. I'm just going to be brutally honest. We hear you. Ross Campbell and the other one. Yes, Ross Campbell is the other one. Absolutely. That is a great book as well. I actually had to read both of those books for my master's classes. So I have to tell you that they're great reads. They are absolutely awesome. Julie, infidelity in your previous marriage, that's awesome that you think that that's the best thing that has ever happened to you. I can kind of attest to that as well. If it weren't for infidelity in my previous marriage, I wouldn't have ever found Dwayne. Never. Right. So I get it. However, I know that I also had some shortcomings in that relationship, and I had to evaluate that for myself before I could move on to another relationship with Dwayne. What if we don't use Instagram, just good old Facebook? That's fine, Jamie.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to create an
Nikki,
Instagram.
you don't have to figure out Instagram unless you want to. I have loved what's it called? I've loved the platform. I am new to it as well. If you don't want to, that's fine. We totally get it. Hi, Jason. So we are in the question and answer now of our broadcast here. If you guys want to rewatch, thank you so much for sticking through us with the technical difficulties and the smoke alarms and everything else that was happening during this.
Crazy.
We got kind of distracted, so we appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget to ring the bell, subscribe, and check the next 3 videos, because you have to watch and comment on all 3 videos in order to be qualified for the giveaway, which we are going to be doing live on our Facebook page. So you should follow us there anyways as part of the giveaway, and you'll see it. We're not going to, we'll put everybody's name in a hat and we'll draw a name live, so that way you guys know it was fair and everything was right.
Right. Yeah, we don't want to give any hint of impropriety.
No, I don't know what that means. That's a really big word. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We love you guys. We love that we have a community that'll still rally behind us, even though we are technologically dumb. There's just no other way to say it. And we're super excited to start putting out more content on our YouTube channel.
Right.
So check it out, you guys, because the biggest thing about YouTube is that we want to get the seen here because it's searchable. So we're able to be searchable now, and we can broaden our ministry further because we are searchable. So give us a like, give us a thumbs up. That'll let YouTube know it's good material. If you enjoyed this, of course, subscribe and ring the bell. We love you guys. Have a great afternoon, evening, or day, and be blessed. Okay, now I need to know, do I post it?